And then I hear this knock at the door. And I'm like,
Oh, no.
immediately I went into stealth mode immediately. And I was like, muted the TV. And I was like, if I sit here and I don't move, they won't know I'm in here. You know, you think that on the inside, like they can see you,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff. And so knock, 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 you know, I'm like, so I went in the front bedroom and I looked through the blinds and I could see the driveway. And I just barely peeked it up because if you peek it too far, they can see you, you know? So you got to
Yeah.
be really good. You know, I just barely pulled it up. I pulled it up just barely enough and I parked my car in the driveway. So nothing was in the driveway. And nothing in the driveway, but all I could see was two sets of shoes, two people, basically. I thought, oh, they're not going to go away. So
You thought was the
I
somebody.
didn't know who it
Yeah.
was. I just know I saw two sets of shoes and that was it. And so I thought, they're not going to go away and I'm not going to answer the door in my feety pajamas. So I went to my bedroom and I pulled out my Levi's and I grabbed the closest t-shirt by, which was an Army t-shirt. Christopher had probably given it to me and stuff, and Trenton, one of them. They're both Army
Yeah.
and stuff and everything. And so anyway, so when I was walking from my bedroom to the front door, in my mind, I saw those sets of shoes and I saw shiny. So all I remember was those shoes were shiny. That's all I remembered. So I went to the door 3 or 4 more steps, and by then they were knocking again, you know, and stuff with that very firm knock. And I opened the door, and there were 2 officers standing at the door. And, you know, you just kind of take a deep breath. And I was like, and they said, "Are you Teresa Stark?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "May we come in for a minute?" And I said, "Yes." And at that moment, I knew one of 2 things. Kirk, the guy I dated for 10 years, which was special ops, and he was a helicopter pilot, he was over in Afghanistan as well. And we were engaged to get married, and we were just really close. And so I thought it was either him or Christopher, but I really thought it was Kirk for some reason because he was older, you know, and I just thought it was him. So they came in and they sat down and they said, one of them stood up. I was sitting like right here, and the couch was like where you're sitting. And then there was a wall like right here, and one was leaning against the wall, and then one was sitting down. And I was in my recliner. And he said, "Well, we regret to inform you that your son was killed in Afghanistan today." Da 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 da. You know, and I just kind of sat there, and I had my legs like this, and I just kind of bent over and put my head in my hands, you know, and just kind of put my head down. And I said, "I've been through this before." And they said, "We know you lost your husband." And I said, "Yes." And, you know, the shock just comes over your body. But at the same time, and I forgot to tell you, the moment they stood at the door and I opened the door, I knew exactly what was going to happen. Somebody had died. It was either one of those 2.
Yeah.
But God gave me a peace that I can't even explain.
Yeah.
I wasn't crying. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't agitated. I wasn't angry. I wasn't anything. I was very monotone.
Wow.
You know, and whenever they told me that, and I brought my head back up, and not a tear shed. And, you know, I just kind of take a deep breath. And they just kind of, one was the chaplain and one was an officer, is who was there at the house. And so, you know, they just kind of let you be, and they kind of let you sort through your emotions.